YouTube, what have I got for you today? I'll admit this video is a bit of a stocking filler for hopefully a main event. I've had this car, I alluded to it 3 years, it's coming up for 4 years next month, and this is the costings of having the car for 4 years. Let's talk about the initial cost of the car. The initial cost of the car was £5,950. Obviously everything's gone up at the moment, prices have gone absolutely sky high. Would I pay £7 grand for this car now? Well, money's relative, isn't it? If cars have gone up, the price of used cars have gone up, yeah, I would. This spoiler, it's from K-Tech, it comes unpainted. A lot of people complain about the finish. I think it cost me about 500 quid all in, about £200 to get it painted. A lower seat mount before. I think I got that from a guy called Weeder, off one of the RS forums on Facebook. I think it cost me 100 quid, and it totally transforms the car. I just got this car 4 years ago. My insurance cost was £349. Spent, lucky me, I got a puncher. £25 to fix the puncher. Joy. Clios I replaced these 4 years ago. It cost me about £17.44 off eBay. It's come unstuck again. And yeah, the joys of ownership, like everyone gets. One of my bulbs went on the front. I got that changed by Halfords because I hadn't got a Clio at the time. It cost me about £20 to get that changed. I got that changed at Halfords. I believed all the scare stories that I wouldn't get my hands in there. You just got to take a few things out. It's dead easy to get to. It was a really good learning experience to watch someone else do it though, just to see the parts that they took off to get in to change the bulb. So yeah, I call that an investment, even though it's a bit of a silly one. Probably just should have just cracked it myself. But there you go, that's the internet and scare stories. So I had the car 3 months by now. The worst thing could have happened. Yeah, my clutch pedal went to the floor, slave cylinder, ditched all its fluid, inside the gearbox, which means, guess what? You need a new clutch, you need a new slave cylinder. Price for all that with labour, £848.85. A good investment after getting the clutch done. I decided to get my alignment done. That cost me £32. I then decided the air conditioning wasn't cold enough. That cost me 60 quid to get recharged. So almost straight after getting the clutch done, I decided it'd be a good idea after looking at the service history to get the spark plugs done. That cost me £35. Filter and got a spare couple of litres of oil just for track days. That cost me £95. Still on my first year of ownership, the suspension broke and one of the springs cracked. So £361 to get those changed in my local garage. My dipstick snack, metal one, Rental Parts Direct, £35. Right, second year of ownership. Insurance cost me £373 this year. Maybe because I put that spoiler on. And then I decided I'd make a video about doing that thermostat change. Don't know whether you watched that yet. That thermostat cost me £35. The dreaded gearbox crunch. I didn't do too bad on this one. I shopped around, find a local transmission place in Plymouth, which, to be honest, I'm not really going to recommend. But the bill cost me £540, and yeah, I did about two videos after that. There's a lot of problems after that. They hadn't connected the gear selector correctly, so that came off, had no gears. All the fluid come out. I thought that was a slave cylinder guard again. I was absolutely threaded at the time. And they hadn't fit the strap to the top of the gearbox, so yeah, I was picking my daughter up from school and the car wouldn't start, so I was left stranded. So 3 problems. I went back to them and I said, look, I drive my daughter to and from school in this car, you've worked with it, I need an hour's labour to go back to my garage so they can check it out, so make sure it's 100% correct, because the moment I've just lost total confidence in your work and my car, and they were good enough to do that. Lucky enough, my garage did it for free. Cheers. And yeah, I didn't go back to the garage to get my hours labour off them. I figured I got it cheap enough as it was for 540 quid. It's amazing what you see while you're filming. I just seen a guy picking magic mushrooms. Obviously he gave me the Latin word to them. And like, don't tell anybody. Yeah, I'm not telling anybody where they are. Anyway, my next expense, tyres. Got Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. Don't think I got the S's, and they were about £292 all in. That shock I had changed with that broken spring. Well, that shock started leaking. It was a cup shock, proper Renault one from Vosper's, and unfortunately I got the part changed because they warranted the part, but I had to pay for the labour, and the labour for that was £57, which I get from my garage. You know, I mean, they had to charge me the labour to charge it. It's really annoying. And originally they wanted just for any a generic shock. I was just like, you don't buy a car like this to have a generic shock. You want a cup shock. After that, bit of insurance for the new front tyres I had fitted. I got the alignment done again. The alignment this time was £25. I found somewhere cheaper to do it. Guys at the road, and they're all track day enthusiasts, so I always take my car there now. Shout out to Tyre and Wheel Services in Tavistock. So, a couple of months after the alignment, my rear tyres are gone, so got them changed. That was 230 quid. And then my heat decided to play up. Now, I could have done this job myself, but I didn't want to do it in real bad weather. It was cold, and literally you have to have a whole dash all over your drive because I haven't got a garage. So I took that to my local, and that cost me just over £400, like 420 quid to get that fixed. Third year of ownership now, pretty much in the middle of lockdown, and not really using my car much. Wife's not using hers, not using the motorbike. Guess what? All 3 batteries gone. I got my car recovered, battery put in, and that was quite expensive. That was about £120 to get a new battery put in. So the alternator started making the rumbling noises, and the drive belt for the same thing, and the tensioner. Thought I'd do that at the same time, may as well. The alternator's coming off. All in, did that work on my drive. Wasn't too bad, 420 quid. This light fell out the door. That was the best part of 19 quid. Steering wheel, K-Tech, 180 quid, because the old one has just started peeling. Third MOT, cost £159. Had a bit of work on the suspension link bar, bulb gum, and had a bit of exhaust work done. The exhaust has snapped perfectly, so they just welded it. My insurance had gone down to about £280, so I was happy about that, £100 cheaper than when I first got it. And then I had to go and get another set of tyres fitted by the looks of it. Again, PS4s, 260 quid. Go for OEM discs off Renault Parts Direct. I already got these PBS pads when I bought the front. I think I got them from Cam Racing. About every November they give a free set of rears when you buy the fronts. So they've been stuck in the shed for a while. I was waiting until I got new rear discs. And the rear discs come in at £175. Talking of PBS pads, just talked about the rears getting free from Cam Racing, the rears. I've had two lots of front pads, and I think they're about £100 each from Cam Racing. Like I say, every November they seem to do a deal where you get free rear ones. Pause, doesn't it? The final year, well, this 4th year of owning it, my starter motor stopped working. It just died. It didn't even give me a hint. So I got my garage to do that, and that was £230. Unfortunately, did it slightly wrong. You know that heat shield? I think the wire went the wrong side of the heat shield, so that burnt out. So that left me stranded again. Obviously, the garage fixed that for free. A little bit annoying, but you know, it's one of those things. I really didn't fancy doing that on my drive, and I needed to take my daughter to and from school again, so it's probably just a good investment with the weather being bad, just to get the garage to do it. Decided then it was time to liven up the interior of my car, so got some car mats from Renault Parts Direct. While I was at it, I got my second air filter selected. I had 2 air filters, 40 quid. I bought some spacers. I went to K-Tech Racing open day and didn't have to pay for postage, so I got a stud kit and spacer kit, 20mm, 180 quid. Really didn't need to spend the money, but I just couldn't be looking at my car any longer, and you know what it's like. If you get bored of a car, you're probably going to sell it, and 180 quid to enjoy using your car again and looking at it finally, it was a good investment. So this car for 4 years of ownership was £6,000. That's not including the insurance costs, and that cost me also £100 for ceramic coating, which my mate did for me. That makes it about £1,500 a year. Is that good? I don't know. Is that bad? I guess you let me know in the comments. Anyway, don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe, troll, it's all good. Final thoughts. I haven't put all the oil changes in because I buy my oil and my filters off eBay. So that's add another 300 quid, probably. There's going to be stuff like windscreen wipers and brake fluid. So let's add another 500 quid, so £6,500 for 4 years.